Street Genius Pot 17. It doesn't magically appear when you finally make enough money to add on that extra room to the house. You don't find it waiting for you in a place, an idea, a job, or even a book for that matter. Happiness is a constant work in progress because solving problems is a constant work in progress. The solutions to today's problems will lay the foundation for tomorrow's problems, and so on. True happiness occurs only when you find the problems you enjoy having and enjoy solving. Sometimes those problems are simple: eating good food, traveling to some new place, winning at new video game you just bought. Other times those problems are abstract and complicated: fixing your relationship with your mother, finding a career you can feel good about, developing better friendship. Whatever your problems are, the concept is the same: solve those problems, be happy. Unfortunately, for many people, life doesn't feel that simple. That's because they fuck things up in at least one of two ways. Number one, denial. Some people deny that their problems exist in the first place. And because they deny reality, they must constantly delude or distract themselves from the reality. This may make them feel good in the short term, but it leads to a life of insecurity, neuroticism, and emotional repression. Victim mentality. Some people choose to believe that there is nothing they can do to solve their problems, even when they in fact could. Victims seek to blame others for their problems or blame outside circumstances. This may make them feel better in the short term, but it leads to a life of anger, hopelessness, and despair. People deny and blame others for their problems for the simple reason that it's easy to feel good. While solving problem is hard and often feels bad, forms of blame and denial give us a quick high. They are a way to temporarily escape our problems, and that escape can provide us a quick rush that makes us feel better. Highs come in many forms, whether it's a substance like alcohol, the moral righteousness that comes from blaming others, or the thrill of some new risky adventure. Highs are shallow and unproductive way to go about one's life. Much of the self-help is world's predicated on peddling highs to people rather than solving legitimate problems. Many self-help gurus teach new forms of denial and pump you up with exercises that feel good in the short term while ignoring the underlying issue. Remember, nobody who is actually happy has to stand in front of a mirror and tell himself that he's happy. Highs also generate addiction. The more you rely on them to feel better about your underlying problems, the more you will seek them out. In this sense, almost anything can become addictive. Depending on the motivation behind using it, we all have our chosen methods to numb the pain of our problems, and in moderate doses, there is nothing wrong with this. But the longer we avoid, the longer we numb. The the more painful it will be when we finally do confront our issues. Emotions are overrated. Emotions evolved from one specific purpose: to help us live and reproduce a little bit better. That's it. Their feedback, their feedback mechanism telling us that something is either likely right or likely wrong for us. Nothing more, nothing less.